How we doing? Okay, are you ready for this one? I have been shepherded, if that's even a word, to take you down a bit of a rabbit hole. So bear with me, because yeah, just bear with me on this one. Okay, so I've mentioned in previous videos that I have been doing a water fast for like it'll be about a year, and I wanted to give you a breakdown of the results and why I did it and what were the out. Excuse me, I'm just down my tea. Okay, so in our society, we are told that we are made up of a really high percentage of water. I think it varies on what website you look on, but it's like 70%, 65%. If you look at the now, water is actually made up of different elements. It's not just obviously water. Water is just a word that we call it. If we break it down into the elements, it's hydrogen and oxygen. Now, if you look at the breakdown of the elements inside the body, then oxygen is actually very, very high. I think it's about 65%, and hydrogen is actually really low because obviously to every molecule of what we call as water, H2O, is one hydrogen and two oxygens, so it's going to be double anyway, but we have a lot more oxygen inside us that makes up our body, because obviously it's connected to other chemicals, other elements. And obviously we're taught that the most healthy thing that we can do for our bodies is to drink tons of water. From what I can find, it ranges from like 8 glasses of water, like on an NHS website, to 3 litres on some detox pages. And I just right, are you ready to go down the rabbit hole? Because it makes me laugh every time I try and say it out loud, and it's like a nervous laughter, but just hold on, okay? Just bear with me. Okay, so also on that elemental list of things that we're made up of is carbon and hydrogen. I'm just trying to think of some more. But like mainly for carbon, we're made up of carbon, yet nothing in our diet or health or anything like that tells us to excess on carbon. We're made up of it. That's what we're made from. And it's not something that we gain from our diet, from what I can understand. Or, I mean, like, it's not, we're not told to take it on board excessively, whereas water we do. And I thought, what would actually happen if I went without it? Because obviously I do a lot of research into indigenous cultures, and there's not one indigenous culture on the planet that chugs 3 litres of water a day, 8 glasses of water a day. That it just doesn't happen, and water sources are always in scarce supply, and I think, like, are they classified as not being healthy? And obviously we humans survive all over the planet. I mean, even cold places like the Arctic, water supply there, it's obviously limited. And in dry places it's limited, and even in the rainforest and access to rivers and things like that, you wouldn't see somebody chugging 8 glasses of water a day. And it just got me thinking, what would be the actual what would be the outcome of completely taking it away. So I went on this water fast, and I refrained from taking on any water, any, you know, just as it was, glass form water, and would only sip when I actually felt thirsty. And I would literally just take a sip, and that would be it. Like, not even a mouthful of water, just a sip, and that's it. And I've done this for so long now, and I don't feel like it's affected me in any way. I definitely haven't got any brain fog or anything like that. That is one of the main concerns for not having water. My muscle definition and my skin are pretty much exactly the same. I've managed to continue with my weight. To me, I don't really see that there's been any change. But I will talk about some of the other things that I have noticed from not having so much water. So I have, let me just talk about this before I move on to the next bit. So the only thing that I can understand from drinking so much water is that you're actually flooding your body with too much, and this is actually having a detrimental effect on your levels, because you're flushing your body, you're flushing your blood. That's the first place that water goes into your bloodstream. So for me, that is literally just flushing your body constantly full of water and getting rid of things that you actually do need. And a lot of pages that I found are saying that you want your urine to be clear. Now, when your urine is actually clear, that means that there is no minerals or anything in it for it to come back out. The water is literally just exiting your body without anything else. So that, to me, is telling me that your body is becoming deficient and needs to hold on to every single morsel of mineral and goodness inside your body. Now, when I've previously, in years past, done big binges of water to try and keep myself healthy, I have actually found that my hair, my skin, my teeth, my gums, my skin consistency actually suffers more after these big binges of loads and loads of water. And I've actually noticed that my mood drops significantly after long periods of drinking a lot of water. And that, to me, signals that what we are actually doing is having to process more food, more minerals, more intake to be able to keep up the levels of minerals and elements that we are in fact washing away with the constant water. I don't feel as human beings that we actually need to take on that amount of water, because if that was true, then wouldn't it be the same for all the elements that we're made up of? Wouldn't we need all of those? So that's number one. And then I was thinking, what are we actually taking on board when we are drinking that much water? Because I noticed that my plaque was incredibly bad when I was having these, taking on lots and lots of water. And I actually started using a fluoride-free toothpaste about 2 and a bit years ago now, and I noticed a significant drop in the amount of plaque that I had. And then since I've been doing the water fast, literally I hardly have any plaque in my mouth whatsoever. Like, it's just not even comparable to how much of a problem it was before. Now, the plaque in your mouth, right, we're going to go down a really big rabbit hole now, okay. So the plaque in your mouth, if you think about what you're told that that's actually made up of, it's meant to be food, right? And I was told once by a dentist that it's actually something in my saliva that actively creates plaque. And I was like, right, so you're saying that the human body is that stupid that the saliva it makes in its mouth to break down its food actually makes its gums unhealthy? I don't think so. That is a pile of poop. So when I how can I go around this? So plaque isn't food. Plaque is a build-up of the minerals that you're taking on with your water supply. That's what I believe it is. So, and the tried and tested things that I have done have led me to believe that that is actually true. Now, when you are drinking water, obviously you get the run through of water through your teeth, through your mouth, and then when you're brushing your teeth, you get the same. And obviously, when you're brushing your teeth, you're keeping that fluid and keeping that concoction of fluoride and whatever else in your mouth, so it's constantly sticking to that plaque. And then you feel like you need more toothpaste to get it off. So all you're doing is constantly adding to that. And if you know anything about geography and how stalactites and stalagmites, is it stalagmites? I can't remember. There's one that goes up and one that goes down. If you look into how they're actually made, so it's just years and years of the water dripping down and leaving its mineral content. This is exactly the same as what happens with limescale in your toilet and what happens with your plaque on your teeth. Basically, it's limescale. it just makes me laugh every single time that I say it, because so this is one of the rabbit holes that I go down, and this is the reason why I put my body through these kinds of things, because I want to experience what actually happens. I'm not going to rely on somebody else to decide how I use my health and how I use my body. There's so many loopholes in the things that we're told in regards to how to look after our body. Now, I have introduced water back into my diet, but it's so minimal, like ridiculously minimal. I literally just drink when I'm thirsty. Obviously, if I do anything that's strenuous, if I have a cry, if I feel like I've sweated a lot in that day, then obviously my thirst needs quenching and I have a glass of water. But I literally take sips until my body says that's enough. I always know when I've had enough water, and it literally takes a couple of sips. The way that your body handles the things that you put inside it is not how you think that it happens. Your body, your physical body, is literally just like a giant sieve. So we're taking on moisture, we're taking on elements, we're taking on minerals, we're taking on oxygen and water and whatever else through loads of other different things that our body is doing, and it's not just one intake of water. So our skin is taking it on as in the same way that sweat comes out, water can go in. Your skin is literally just like a giant sieve. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? Perforated. Your skin is perforated. Your hair is God. What's the word I'm looking for? Porous. It's porous. You are a porous being. Like you need water in your body because you have electrical currents running through your body. You need water to be able to send all those signals around. You need water for your blood to work properly. You need water for your cells to work properly. You do need water, but how much you take on, your body will tell you how much it needs. So say, for example, and I get this a lot when I'm with people, in the winter, when the air is dry, that is what makes you feel so chapped, because the air is dry. When there's more humidity in the air, that's when your skin is dewy and soft, because as within, as without, you have oxygen inside your being, and there is oxygen on the outside. Your balance between you and the outside world, that is the balance. If you're constantly tipping that balance, drinking tons and tons and tons of water, that means that you are becoming unbalanced. So your mineral intake will be lower. Like, for example, have you ever pricked your finger and you taste like metal? Have you ever had that before? Well, that's the sort of same thing as like having a look at what your wee looks like. Like, in my findings and from what I can find, your urine should have colour. It should have a waste product in it, because that means that your body is doing the jobs that it's doing. It's taking on board what it needs and it's letting go what it doesn't. If your wee is see-through, then that means that you have nothing left to expel. And in regards to your teeth and your skin, and like, I don't know, I mean, you can see by my skin. I mean, I've always had huge pores, always through my life. But I literally can't see any difference in my skin and my eyes. My eyes look bright. Like, they're, for me, there is no difference between drinking absolutely tons of water. The only difference that I can find is how my teeth are cared for. Now, as I said, I don't use fluoride at all, and my plaque is literally zilch to none. I don't get bleeding gums, I don't get any problems with my teeth, I don't have to use floss, because I have nothing trapped in my teeth, because I don't drink excessive water. There's no build up there. When I brush my teeth, I only brush them very, very, very lightly and for only a little bit of time, so that my gums are kept nice and bright and it's not overworked. When I was brushing my teeth before, I had a powered toothbrush and I still had absolutely tons of plaque, and my gums receded crazy amounts because I was having to brush them so much because I had so much plaque. So if you're wanting to look after your teeth and your gums, there's other ways of doing it. So if you do suffer from plaque, then maybe this might be a good thing for you to be aware of, is to concentrate more on your level of thirst and getting your water intake in check, rather than going to town on your teeth. Because once you've had them cleaned and you drink less water, or control your water intake and just have it when you're thirsty, then you might improve your mouth health. And just to finish off, why are we being told to drink so much water? This is we're gonna, go down the rabbit hole with me. Why would they be telling us to drink that much water? What is in that water that they want us to drink? Because if you can find any indigenous persons on this planet that need 8 glasses of water a day to survive, I would be so glad to hear it.